What is up, beautiful bitches? I don't know if you guys noticed. It is the new month. Probably when you see this, it's gonna be the next day, but that means it's time to set good intentions. We're gonna make good habits. We are going to make more of our time. So, that being said, let's start off with a good sage cleanse. Okay. The blue moon was in Pisces this year. In case you guys didn't know, I'm a Pisces, so definitely resonated with me a lot. We got Sir William joining us today. But yeah, I just want to cleanse you from like any negative energy, any bad thoughts that you may be having, or you've just been feeling stuck or not motivated. Maybe not the best version of yourself. Maybe you're a little stressed out. Whatever it is. We're all human. We all go through it. But you just gotta remember to just let it go, whatever it is, you know. Love the smell of sage. Go ahead and light my candle. It's going to be eucalyptus sage. So, perfect. Music to my ears. Amazing. But yeah, I want to start off with some good habits, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with Think and Grow Rich. I already read this book. It's a really good book. It's the type of book that you read more than once. I mean, the author literally says it in the book itself. So yeah, I've read this before on my YouTube, but I never started from the beginning, I believe. So if you guys want a whole, like, to read this together, let me know, and I could literally, we could do like a reading, like a book club, I guess, like an audio book ASMR. So this book is very popular. A lot of people, I've heard many people that inspire me recommend this book. It's by Napoleon Hill. So let's just dive in. So I say this all the time. The first chapter is called The Power of Thought. Our thoughts are so powerful. Our words are so powerful. So literally be mindful of the way you think of things, your perspective, the things that you say out loud, you know. Just be mindful. I'm trying to see how long chapter 1 is. Okay, definitely not going to finish chapter 1 tonight. I think we're going to read 5 pages. That sounds about good. Oh, we'll read 6. We'll read 6, okay, right? Good habits, right? So the man who thought his way into partnership with Thomas A. Edison Oh, and if you're a fan of Lana Del Rey, I just found out recently that she read this book too. So, bad bitches, read this book too. Okay. It's not just for like business people. It's not that type of book. If you're into manifesting, if you're into shit like that, if you're open-minded, not even open-minded, but yeah, just keep listening. Truly, thoughts are things, and powerful things at that, when mixed with purpose, persistence, and a burning desire for a translation into riches or other material objects. Edwin Barnes discovered how true it is that men really do think and grow rich. His discovery did not come about at one sitting. It came little by little, beginning with a burning desire. Burning desire to become a business associate of the great Thomas Edison. One of the chief characteristics of Barnes' desire was that it was definite. He wanted to work with Edison, not for him. Observe carefully the description of how he went about translating his desire into reality, and you will have a better understanding of the 13 principles which lead to riches. When this desire or impulse or thought first flashed into his mind, he was in no position to act upon it. Two difficulties stood in his way. He did not know Mr. Edison, and he did not have enough money to pay his rail fare to Orange, New Jersey. These difficulties were sufficient to discourage the majority of people from making any attempt to carry out the desire. But this was no ordinary desire. He was so determined to find a way to carry out his desire that he finally decided to travel by blind baggage rather than be defeated. To the uninitiated, this means that he went to the East Orange on a freight train. He presented himself at Mr. Edison's laboratory and announced that he had come into businesses with the inventor. In speaking of the first meeting between them years later, Mr. Edison said, "He stood there before me looking like an ordinary tramp, but there was something in the expression of his face which conveyed the impression that he was determined to get what he had come after. I had learned after years of experience with men that when a man really desires a thing so deeply, he is willing to stake his entire future on a single turn on the wheel in order to get it. He is sure to win. I gave him the opportunity he asked for because he had made up his mind to stand by until he succeeded. Subsequent events proved that no mistake was made. Just what young Barnes said to Mr. Edison on the occasion was far less important than what he thought. Edison himself said so. He could not have been the young man's apprentice that got him his start in the Edison office, for that was definitely against him. It was what he thought that counted. It was the thought I can't talk. If the significance of his statement could be conveyed to every person who reads it, there would be no need for the remainder of this book. Barnes did not get his partnership with Edison on his first interview. He did not get a chance to work with Edison's offices at a very nominal wage, doing work that was unimportant to Edison, but most important to Barnes. He gave an opportunity to display his merchandise where his intended partner could see it. So like, even though he wasn't doing exactly what he wanted to do, he was putting himself in the environment to make himself even closer. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, months went by. Apparently nothing happened to bring the goal which Barnes had set up in his mind as his definite major purpose. But something important was happening in Barnes' mind. He was constantly intensifying his desire to become the business associate of Edison. Psychologists have correctly said, when one is truly ready for a thing, it puts in its appearance. Barnes was ready for a business associate with Edison. Moreover, he was determined to remain ready until he got what he was seeking. He did not say to himself, "Oh well, what's the use? I guess I'll change my mind and try to be a salesman job." But he did say, "I came here and I got into a business with Edison, and I'll accomplish this end if it takes the remainder of my life." He meant it. What a different story people would have to tell if only they would adopt a definite purpose and stand by that purpose until one had time to become an all-consuming obsession. Maybe young Barnes did not know it at the time, but his bulldog determination, his persistence with a single desire, was destined to mow down all opposition and bring him the opportunity he was seeking. When the opportunity came, it appeared in a different form and from a different direction than Barnes had expected. That is one of the tricks of opportunity. It has a sly habit of slipping by the back door and often comes disguised in a form of misfortune or temporary defeat. Perhaps this is why so many fail to recognize opportunity. Mr. Edison had just preferred a new office device, known at the time as the Edison dictating machine, later called the Ediphone. His salesmen were not enthusiastic over the machine. They did not believe it could be sold without great effort. Barnes saw this opportunity. It had crawled in quickly, hidden in a queer-looking machine that interested no one but Barnes and the inventor. Barnes knew that he could sell Edison dictating machine. He suggested this to Edison and promptly got his chance. He did sell the machine. In fact, he sold it so successfully that Edison gave him a contract to distribute the market all over the nation. Out of that business associate grew the slogan, "Made by Edison and installed by Barnes." This business alliance made Barnes rich in money, but he accomplished something infinitely greater. He proved that one really may think and grow rich. How much actual cash that original desire of Barnes was worth to him, I have no way of knowing. Perhaps it brought him $2 or $3 million. Whatever the amount, it becomes insignificant when compared with the greater asset he acquired. The definite knowledge that the intangible impulse of thought can be transmuted into physical counterpart by application of known principles. Barnes literally thought himself into a partnership with the great Edison. He thought himself into fortune. He had nothing to start with except the capacity to know what he wanted and the determination to stand by that desire until he realized it. He had no money to begin with. He had but little education. He had no influence, but he did have initiation, faith, and the will to win. With these intangible forces, he made himself #1 man with the greatest inventor who ever lived. Now let us look at a different situation and study a man who had plenty of tangible evidence of riches, but lost it because he stopped 3 feet short of the goal that he was seeking. And I am going to stop there. So it's just the beginning, but I hope that little bit inspires some of you, maybe with any of your desires, whatever it is you want to do. Keep going for it. Don't let anybody put doubt in your mind and tell you that it's too hard, it's too this, you don't have this, you don't have that, you don't look like this, you don't. Do what you want. Keep your desire. Block out the negativity. But yes, happy new month. I wish you guys nothing but happiness, and I hope you guys take care of yourselves. Drink water, eat good. Willie's saying goodnight. And thanks for watching. I do have a true crime coming up, ASMR. I'm just taking some time. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, like I said, if you guys really like this, let me know.